What's up, guys? It's your girl Gia and Chef Declan, aka
Hey.
Big D.
Hey, how are you? It's Gia here, and welcome to my show on YouTube. I'd like to introduce you to my next guest, who is...
I'm Chef Declan Horgan, aka Big D.
And you are watching Now It's Your Turn YouTube series. I'm super excited because we are going to be doing a SteakHouse steak at home. This man's going to show us his magic that you can do simple and easy. Guys, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button because we got some good stuff for you.
So, Gia, the steak that we're using today is this dry-aged ribeye. And as you can see, it's got a beautiful marbling, which means it's going to be full of flavour. The fat content is fairly lean on the outside because my buddy Wendell from Georgetown Butcher, he's the guy that supplied us with these meats, and also he's going to be starting a butcher's box. So
our viewers can order it, correct?
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm going to have it in the description, guys. So you just go into the description, click on it, and you can order some.
Yeah, he'll be doing the butcher's box with different types of meats, and he'll be shipping it all across America.
Okay, so I'm going to let you show me how you do your garlic and the onion next. I know there's definitely a way to do the onion.
Yeah, right. I'll start with the garlic because I'm going to get a little bit of prep for the steak.
Okay.
The steak has been out of the fridge. It's come to room temperature, so we're good to go with that. We're just going to have to season that before it hits the pan.
Okay.
Always, not everybody has it, but these are my chef knives. They're super sharp. It's easier to cut yourself with a blunt knife than it is with a sharp knife. So we take the garlic. I'm just going to keep it whole, split it right down the middle, and then we're going to use that for cooking the steak. I'm going to move on to the onion. And then for saute, you have the root and you've got the head. So we go straight through with the root and the head. Take that off. And then the small bit of root that's left, you leave it in there if you're doing a dice. And what it does is it holds the onion together. But today we're going to do saute. Okay. So you remove that side. You remove that side. And what I would do is those pieces, I'd use them for stock. Or then again, for my stocks, I don't waste anything in the kitchen. Then with the onion, you bend your fingers like this and you use that as a guide, right? Yeah. And then what you do is for saute, the knife runs down your fingers and not into your fingers, and then you just cut the onion.
How long does that take you to get efficient with it?
So when I went to school, and I almost chopped my finger off. So when I went to chef school, it took about a month and a half before I could do it. When I was a little bit younger, I used to mess around and I could do it blindfolded, but I'm not going to do that here.
So it does take practice.
It does take practice for sure.
Okay. So that's how you're going to keep it for this recipe, right?
For this recipe, I'm going to use the onion like that.
Nice.
Then for the garlic, that's going to go into the onions and mushrooms. If you take the back of your knife here, and if you don't have a garlic grinder, all you do is flip the knife over, take off that little bit of root. And then you flip the knife over, use the back of the knife, and then you have minced garlic immediately. The less work that you do with the garlic, it's not going to get as bruised, so you won't have a bitter taste.
Okay, so that's our garlic and onion, and we got some shiitake mushrooms, right?
Yep.
How are we going to season this?
We have it out of the fridge now, so it's come to room temperature, and we're good to go. We're about to start.
Why is it important to be room temperature?
So you take out the center of the steak will be cold from the fridge. So if you bring everything up, everything's going to be heated at the exact same speed, and you'll render the fat better if it's coming from room temperature. The juices and everything will flow through the steak. Well, they'll flow through the steak easier once it's at room temperature.
Okay, so let's season.
Yep.
Season.
So normally what I would do in the steakhouse is I'd brush it gently with a little bit of butter, but today we're going to use olive oil. We're going to just rub it, and we won't put so much oil in the pan. We're going to keep this a bit more healthy, so we're not going to put butter on the steak.
Okay.
And with either a brush or a spoon, I just add a little bit of olive oil. Use the spoon to spread it around so you're coating the outside of it.
You do that on both sides?
Yep. And what this does is it helps the salt and pepper stick.
Now, what if I wanted to do this like a day ahead of time?
I wouldn't do it, because what happens is the seasonings will cure the meat. So you'll have a different result.
Okay.
And what they do is they dry out the moisture of the steak as well, so your steak will be dry.
That's good to know. Okay.
Yeah. And then lovely sea salt. I use Malden's, but any sea salt is good.
Okay.
Once it's slightly like coarse, like kosher salt.
Okay.
And be liberal, don't be afraid.
Now when they're this thick too, right? Yeah. Do you need to keep this on for any length of time?
No, just before you're about to cook, because as you can see, The olive oil itself is making it a sheen, but from the years of experience I have, I can see that the juices are starting to come out of the steak already from the salt. So put the salt on at the last minute. Yeah. And then black pepper, small bit. Some people say not to put it on before, or not to put it on before cooking. I put it on a little bit at the start. It gives it a bit of flavor, gets that pepper flavor into it. But then I also finish the steak with another sprinkling of salt after I've carved it, and another bit of fresh pepper as well. Push the steaks together so it all pushes together and sticks.
That's a cute little tip there.
Yeah. There we go. Steaks are ready for the pan. So Gia, with this, the fat that's on the back, I'm going to render it. And what we're going to do is, as that fat comes off, that's also going to season the pan so we can cook the steaks in the pan.
Now, cast iron pans are really important to have, yeah?
For steaks, yeah, and then any type of cooking at home, I like to go with a cast iron pan.
Okay. If they have a grill, can they use the grill as well?
Yeah, they
Maybe
can.
a little bit different.
A little bit different cooking.
Okay.
Try it if you can that you put the fat on the back first, render that down, and then you can see the fat starting to accumulate, and then we'll use that for cooking the steak. Yeah. As you can see, from rendering the fat, we have that golden brown crust, and then you've got the fat of the beef inside the pan, which actually adds flavour to the steak as it's cooking. So I'm going to lay these flat now.
Yeah.
There you go. So there you go. Look at that lovely caramelisation, an even crust. That's what you're looking for. That's what you're aiming for. As you can see, the bottom of it is glazed with the caramelisation from the steak. I'm going to pour a small bit of this juice in here for the onions and mushrooms as well. Correct.
And now, I haven't seen you use any butter yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
Once I get these on, then we're going to move on to the basting of the steaks.
So that's about maybe a tablespoon or so of that.
Yeah, just a small splash because it's full of flavour from the meat.
I'm going to add the mushrooms.
And garlic to start. And what happens is the mushrooms are going to heat up and they're going to sweat and they're going to release their juices, and that's stage one of cooking the mushrooms. And they get all activated in the heat. As you can smell that now, and you can hear it pop. So you're combining the flavors. With this, salt and pepper first.
Okay.
Yeah. And what it does is the salt draws out the juices of the onions.
That's good.
That's good, yeah. Hey Gia, let's see what we're working with today.
Look at that huge avocado.
Hey Gia, let's see what we're working with today.
Look at that huge cucumber.
Oh my god.
No. Wow, Gia, check this out. Let's see what we're working with today. Hey Gia, check this out. Let's see what we got to work with today.
Whoa, those are some big cantaloupes.
Yeah. It must be love. Yeah.
You know I'm still recording.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
3.
Hi,
No,
Gia.
wait.
Fuck.